Hello guys, welcome. This is Deepika from mytutorialrack.com, and in this tutorial I want to give you an overview of AgentForce for developers. So right now I'm into my Visual Studio Code, and you can have the same option available inside of Cursor as well, but majority of the Salesforce developer use Visual Studio Codes. I want to explain the AgentForce for developers through VS Code. Okay, so on the left hand side you see this picture of a cartoon here. If you click on that, this is where your AgentForce for developer is. If you want to move this onto the right, all you need to do is just drag it and move it next to the chat. And chat is basically your Einstein Copilot embedded inside of VS Code, but now you have a proper dev assistant who can do the work for you. And here you can also enable your MCP servers, and by enabling your MCP server, you click on it and it will give you the gear icon. Click on that gear icon here and click on configure MCP server. It will open up the MCP JSON file, and you can update the mcp.json file that I have given to you, restart the VS Code, and you will have Salesforce DX configured. Okay. So I already have my MCP JSON copied here. So I'm going to just do Control S and save it. And we're going to go ahead and hit done here. And then I'm going to go and restart my VS Code. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close it and open up my Visual Studio Code. And let's see if this Salesforce DX MCP has been enabled or not. Okay, so this is it. And you can see here it has one MCP server is active. And you can see which one is active. It will tell you that Salesforce DX1 is automatically has been active. Sometimes you might have it enabled by default, but if not, you can just copy paste the same mcp.json file that I will be adding it to the resource. And you can see here more of these are playing to get enabled. So Salesforce DX is enabled, Playwright is enabled, then you have GitHub is enabled based on the mcp.json file I have given it to you. Okay. So you're good here, and we can click on done. Now over here, you can click on do a backslash here. You can create a new rule. Means just like in Cursor, you can create project-based rules which will be applicable across the project. You can create similar rules within. You can do the same rules within the AgentForce for developers as well. If you want to open up a new chat, you click on that. It will open up a new chat window for you. And similarly, if you wanted to go ahead and do a report bug, you can do that also. Okay, so these are certain things that you can do. And another important thing is, right click on it, you can explain, ask it to explain the code for you. Open inline chat if you wanted to, within this, if you wanted to open any inline chat, you can do that also. Right click again if you wanted to fix something, review something, generate any documentation, generate any tests for you, it can do that. For example, if I open up my existing code base, and if I go over to Force app, we go to classes, and let's say we go over here, and I can ask it to explain this particular code to me. I can ask it to generate any test that if you wanted this particular class to have tests, you can do that also. You can ask it to create an Apex test. All of these things can be done. You can do clear code analyzer violations from the current file if you wanted to. If there are any violations in your code violations, it will tell you that, okay, this is wrong with this particular piece of code. Okay, so these are certain things you can do. And we do have a small project that we will be working on from the next tutorial. So I also want to give you a quick overview of that project. So what are we going to do here is, assume you work for a fictional company called BoostForce, and it wants to help their sales team focus on deals that are most likely to close. So basically the opportunities which are most likely to close, they want their people to focus on those opportunities. So what you are building is, you're building an AI assisted sales productivity booster feature with these components. So we are going to create first of all, we need certain fields on the opportunity object to track the priority score. Okay, so we need new fields on the opportunity object that we will add, and an Apex service that calculates the priority score for each opportunity. It could be based on other fields it will calculate. Then we will create an Apex trigger which will populate or update your priority score automatically whenever the key fields changes. So let's say if the opportunity state changes, the priority score will get updated. Okay, so this tells you that you can create Apex classes, test classes, trigger using the AgentForce for developers very easily. Then you have an LWC dashboard to display high priority deals. We will go ahead and create an LWC component, deploy it to the org, which will show you the top 10 opportunities that are available. And you can do write unit testing, documentation. All these things can be done within your AgentForce for developers. And we will take this project step by step from the next video onwards. So coming back to Visual Studio Code, I'm going to go ahead and create another project here, and I'm going to authorize my org again. If you have not done it in Visual Code, this is the time to do it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do create project with manifest, and this is your standard project. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to call it as VS Code AgentForce 1. Okay, hit enter here, and where will it go? It will be under the code base. We'll create the project, and this is your VS Code AgentForce 1. Okay, sorry, this I've missed the R in here. So this is your project. Now let's go ahead and authorize the org as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do Control-Shift-P, authorize an org. So we'll go ahead and select this option here. This is production because I'm using a developer's account. So I'm going to say this is my AgentForce for developer 1, and it is going to ask me to open up the browser, and this is the account I'm going to log in with, the original one. I'm going to go ahead and click on that, click login here, and I will be able to, authentication is successful. So OAuth success. Now I have authorized my org as well. Okay, so you can see here, I've authorized the org, and this is my org. So anytime I will make any changes, I will push it to this particular org. Okay. So this is done, all done. We have created a project. We have authorized the org also. Now, the other important thing is we will go ahead and start working on our project. And let's go ahead and do this once. I will also do one more thing here. And I will say that this one, AgentForce for Dev 1, make this as my default org. Okay. So this is what I'm saying, because I have a lot of orgs that I'm connected to. I'm going to say make this as my default org so we won't have any confusion. So now agent is going to do all the work, whatever commands it needs to run, it will run those commands, and let's see if it's able to do it or not. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and allow it. And these are all the different ones that is there. Some of it's also resolving any issues that it is finding along the way. So it's going to give you the org list here. We'll allow it. It is throwing some errors, but let's see. Allow again. Let's see if it's able to do it. Allow. Okay. So now it's able to figure out all the orgs that are there. Okay, so this is one. Then you have Core Centara. So these are the ones that you have. Now it's going to make this one your default org. So this is making this one as my default org. So I'm going to go ahead and allow this. And you can see here, this has also changed, right? Your default org, it was something else. Now it has been updated to my AgentForce for Dev 1 has been changed. I'm going to go ahead and allow it. So now that became my default org. Okay, so in the bottom left-hand side, you probably are not able to see it, but you will see the default org has been updated. I'm going to go ahead and hit run. And I think this is the task is completed. So what it has done is, let's see what all things it has done. It also gives you what it is doing along the way. These are the things it has done. Listed your authorized orgs to confirm the alias exists. It also has set the default CLI org to this org, verified with SF org display and org list, and is now the default. So now my default org has been updated. So anytime I'm going to make any changes and push it to the org, it will go to the right org. Okay, so I hope this is crystal clear. I'm going to see you in the next video. Thank you.